When I moved to Lincoln, Nebraska in November of 1981, young in practice, very interested in helping people. I've been working in practice for about a year, and a patient came in that actually I'd seen before. She had recently been run over by a car. She walked out across the street in order to take a walk on a spring day, and a car hit her. She rolled up over the car and was left in a heap. It was a hit and run injury. It was an awful injury. She went to the hospital. Fortunately, she hadn't broken any bones, but she had a lot of injury regarding a tear and contusions and abrasions. So she came to me after she got out of the emergency room because I had treated her before. And so we worked for a period of time, months as it was, to help her recover from her injuries. During that course of time, they caught the hit-and-run driver. And so she had an attorney, and she was proceeding with the case on that. And remember, I had known this person before. And so we were able to, through treatment, get her to a point where she was very good, except for these chronic recurring headaches. And the attorney called and said, well, have you gone through the course of your treatment? Has she reached maximum improvement? If so, is this a rateable? Is she going to have this as a permanent impairment? And what is it going to look like? Well, how much? And so that we can proceed with closing the case. So I was in the impairment rating examination, which is an examination to quantify her impairment that was from the headaches that she didn't have before the accident, but she had now. And then she said to me during the exam, it was back in 1982, she said, I wish I could just make some changes in my workplace. And she worked at the Lincoln Telephone Company, which is Nelnet now. And I said, well, what's going on? She says, well, I key from these hard copy, which is right here, and I look at the computer screen, and I look down 80% of the time, and I look up here 20% of the time, and it really bothers my neck. I said, well, let's just stop the examination. And can I just go to your workplace with you? So I went with her to the workplace, and I saw what she was doing, and this is way before ergonomics was popular. I said, well, why don't we just prop your documents up here and then move your computer screen down so you have good posture while you're actually working. And within a very short period of time, her headaches resolved. And so I was thrilled. She was thrilled because she was in her early 30s and she wasn't looking forward to having this problem for the rest of her life. And I wasn't either because I just know what was involved with what she was dealing with. And then it got under my skin. I thought, was this just an isolated instance or was this a common occurrence? Because I was that close to giving her this rating that she would, be labeled as permanent. And so, but what happened was the accident destabilized her neck, but it wasn't able to heal because of the postures that she was doing at work. So once we fixed that, then, then she stabilized.